The Schlep vs. Roblox situation has somehow gotten even more insane, and in the short time since my last video, basically just 12 hours, so much has happened that I don't even know where to start. First off, YouTube is silencing creators by completely banning the videos covering the Roblox situation, such as what happened to Ruben Sim earlier in the day. Roblox has started banning certain games after they released their official response, which proves they knew something about these problems long before but chose to do nothing about it. And to top it all off, Roblox's very own Chief Saftey Officer, Matt Kaufman, has been caught joining Condo Games on the platform, and there's a lot of evidence that shows he took zero action for almost a year. Before we get into all of that, please make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment free Schlep to help spread awareness and push back against Roblox's attempts to bury the truth. So let's start with the fact that YouTubers are literally being silenced for speaking out about this. Just recently, Ruben Sim posted a video exposing Roblox's inaction towards and within hours, YouTube took it down under their so-called child safety policy. And here's the insane part. This happened right after Google proudly announced a collaboration with Roblox to celebrate the platform hitting 1 trillion views on YouTube. Instead of silencing the like Roblox channels like Oateneck, for example, which I'm hoping I don't have to explain his actions, the system is silencing the people exposing these people and the injustice that follows. And this isn't even new. Roblox has a history of brushing cases completely under the rug, because one part of Roblox's history that they never want to talk about, and something Rubensim actually highlighted in his video that was wiped, is the case of Arnold Castillo, better known as Dr. Oateneck. Castillo wasn't just some random person. He was a Roblox developer whose Sonic game racked up nearly 90 million visits and earned him thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, he was underage girls across Roblox and Discord. According to federal records, he manipulated a 15-year-old girl, convinced her that they were in a relationship, and even paid an Uber driver $1,000 to transport her across state lines to his home in New Jersey, where he did disgusting things. In 2023, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison, but here's the problem. People had been reporting him for years. Screenshots of him sending messages to minors were already circulating, yet Roblox left his game up, kept paying him through DevX, and only acted once the FBI got involved. That alone destroys their entire safety-first narrative. Roblox had his identity through DevX, they had community reports, they even had every reason to step in sooner, but they chose not to. And this is where the hypocrisy becomes impossible to ignore. When someone like Schlep uses decoy accounts to catch Roblox refuses to ban, he gets punished, but when one of their own developers was literally a minor, they protected him until law enforcement forced their hand. Roblox isn't prioritizing child safety, they're prioritizing their brand. And the proof is right in how they handle their games. Roblox suddenly started banning a wave of notorious games like Dollhouse Roleplay and Club Iris, games that have been hotspots for degenerate behavior for years, but they only banned them after they were publicly called out. If safety was really the priority, these games would have been gone long ago. Instead, Roblox ignored the problem until their reputation was on the line. But the most insane part is here. Freedraw, a game I've already covered before. For anyone who doesn't know, Freedraw is supposed to be a harmless art game, but instead its owner Nicole was exposed for drastically reducing punishments for players. Under her own rule, even people who draw in front of kids were given 1-month bans, with Nicole herself saying can change and defending their right to come back. She even protected her own girlfriend Jasper, who has a disturbing history of following accounts that openly post and commissioning art involving children. When this came out 2 months ago, Roblox didn't take any action. Freedraw stayed up despite the overwhelming evidence that its owner, Nicole, was openly defending and protecting people tied to content. The game only got banned very recently, and even then it wasn't permanent. Roblox took it down for less than a day before quietly bringing it back online just 17 hours later. A game run by someone who said can change and reduced bans for people clearly drawing content in front of children was allowed to operate for months without punishment. And when Roblox finally did step in, it was only after the massive public pressure and scrutiny over their child safety failures. This just proves what I've been saying all along. Roblox doesn't care about their safety unless their brand is on the line. They ignored Freedraw for months, and they'll ignore Condo Games and until they're finally forced to act. And that brings us to the person who's supposed to be leading Roblox's child safety efforts, Matt Kaufman. For those who don't know, Kaufman is Roblox's Chief Saftey Officer. In other words, as an example, the balding guy from their biggest response video where they tried to reassure everyone that child safety is still their top priority. Briefly, in my last video, I mentioned Kaufman joining some of these Roblox condo games. At the time, I assumed he was doing it for moderation purposes, like to when the games actually got banned, the truth became extremely obvious. Kaufman wasn't moderating anything. He knew about these games for months, sometimes even close to years, and Roblox let them stay up until they got called out publicly. Let me just give you some examples. We'll start with Dollhouse Roleplay. Kaufman got the badges for this game on December 18, 2024, but the game only got banned just yesterday. For some context, the date of this recording is August 17, 2025. As I mentioned earlier in the video, that's months of Roblox's Chief Saftey Officer knowing exactly what was happening in the game notorious for behavior, and he didn't do a thing until the PR backlash forced them to. There's another game, ironically made by official Teddy, a condo game titled Untitled Unmastered. Kaufman earned a badge here on October 18, 2024. Roblox didn't ban Teddy's account or his games until just a month or two ago. That's nearly a year of looking the other way despite knowing who Teddy was and what kind of content was being pushed. Another game is Catalina Says Hi. Kaufman joined on July 1st, 2023, meaning he got that badge on that exact date. Yet the game wasn't banned until April 24th, 2024. Again, almost a year later. Roblox clearly knew what was happening but refused to act until it was convenient for them. Then another game called Welcome to Romy. Kaufman joined this game on April 30th, 2023, but the game was only banned literally 5 days ago. That's not proactive safety, that's damage control, plain and simple. So what does this tell us? It proves that Roblox's leadership, specifically the guy who's supposed to be in charge of safety, wasn't shutting down these games when he was first aware of them. He was letting them thrive until the backlash became impossible to ignore. In their eyes, it's not about protecting kids, it's about protecting Roblox's reputation. And honestly, the first step Roblox should be taking here is simple. Matt Kaufman needs to resign. If the Chief Saftey Officer, the guy at the very top of the chain, can spend over a year collecting badges in condo games without shutting them down, then clearly he doesn't know how to moderate anything. You can't call yourself the leader of child safety while letting thrive under your watch. But beyond Kaufman, Roblox as a whole has no excuse for how broken their moderation is. They keep acting like this is some impossible platform when in reality there are basic, obvious solutions that they refuse to implement. In fact, just recently they bragged about listening to the community when people point out unsafe content. That's fine, but that's reactive. If you actually cared about protecting kids, you'd focus on being preventative. Here's what Roblox could do tomorrow if they wanted. Add an automated filter that scans every single game title before it's published. Even better, scan what's inside the game, the models, assets, chat scripts, before it even hits the front page. Right now, a condo game could be published in seconds, and we're actually seeing that right now if you search up XYZ on Roblox. You'll see hundreds of games with the same exact profile, game, basically the whole thing is just a copy and paste. That should never happen. You should need to pass an automated check before a single player can join. If Roblox really wanted to put their money where their mouth is, they'd hire a dedicated moderation team whose entire job is engaging directly with the community. I'm not just talking about faceless moderation tickets. I mean 20 to 100 people working full-time whose work is to actively review reports, investigate games, and most importantly, give the community regular updates about what actions are being taken. Transparency builds trust, and right now Roblox has absolutely none. So let me just quickly do the math. If you pay about 20 full-time moderators $60,000 a year, and that's only what, about $6 million over 5 years? Sounds like a lot to normal people, but Roblox just lost $12 billion in stock value over this whole mess in just less than a week. Compare that to spending $6 million every month to actually fix your platform. Is pocket change for them. The bottom line is, Roblox could resolve this if they actually cared. The technology definitely exists because I'm friends with one of the developers who've actually coded a system on Roblox that detects condo avatars. Can't be any more difficult to do something like that for a Roblox game, checking scripts for example, or just models in the game in general. But here's the dumb part. Money is not an excuse for Roblox because according to Roblox's own second quarter 2025 financial report, they pulled in over $1 billion in revenue in just 3 months. That is an official document that you could actually check on Roblox's website right now. If you scale that out across a full year, they're on track to bring in more than $4 billion annually. Roblox isn't failing because they don't have money or the manpower, they're failing because they don't care. Their priority is their brand image and keeping investors happy, not protecting the kids who make up majority of the platform. Before ending this video off, I just want to point out that Roblox made yet another update to their so-called safety response, and this time they quietly slipped in an edit that says they're now considering making the change to 18 years old instead of 17 years old for certain experiences that include private spaces like bedrooms or bathrooms. Think about what this means for a second, because instead of directly addressing the massive massive problem on their platform? Roblox is nitpicking whether the actual age cutoff should be 17 or 18 for hanging out in condo games. They're not solving the issue, that's just completely dodging accountability. Sure, this could solve the problem, but why are these games on a platform made for children? The fact that this was their priority instead of just banning these games completely shows you exactly how disconnected they are from the real problem that players face every single day. So let me be clear, Roblox does not need more edits to their PR statements. They don't need to tiptoe around optics. What they need is accountability, action, and leadership that actually takes the safety of their community seriously. And that's why I'm going to keep covering this, because if we don't call it out, nobody will. So if you made it this far in the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share it with others. The more people who see this, the harder it becomes for Roblox to bury the truth.